I'm Nidia Monte. I'm an English teacher, have been for 32 years. I'm also a psychologist. And I have specialized in the last 15, 20 years in neurosciences applied to education, which is something that I love studying and doing research about. I'm passionate about teaching, especially working with young kids is what I love the most. Currently, I'm the head of the English department at Nueva Escuela Argentina 2000, and I work at ICANA training teachers. I'm the author of 2 books, Game Scholar 1 and 2, which are actually manuals for teachers, in which you will find hundreds of ideas on how to apply games and songs in your classes. Okay, I'm going to quote Jensen here. He defines it with an acronym. He says it's ESP, which stands for the engagement of strategies based on principles that are derived from an understanding on the brain, an understanding of how the brain works, how the brain processes information, how the brain learns best. So the whole idea is to know about those principles, to be able to make more informed decisions when you plan your classes, so that in your classes you use strategies that respect the way the brain has been naturally designed to learn. For me, the top 5, I would say, are every brain is uniquely organized. Emotion is critical for patterning, for processing information, for deciding what to learn and what not to learn, and for the retrieval of information. Movement is essential for learning. Repetition is crucial to learning as well. And the brain is social. We learn with others. Okay, well, games follow all the rules of brain-based learning, actually. They are very varied by definition. You can play 10 different games to revise the same topic, so you're also applying this thing of repetition. Games are naturally thrilling and motivating, especially if you work with children. So I would say emotions are there. The good emotions, the ones that we need, the ones that bring about or that call, the good chemicals, serotonin and dopamine, and the things you need in your system to learn better. Games are social by definition. Unless you play solitaire, you're always playing with another one. And so by playing, it's learn not only the content and the topics they are working on, or you are working on, but also they learn social skills like waiting for their turn, learning how to lose with dignity, taking turns, teamwork, collaboration. So many social skills are acquired by playing games. So I would say, they follow all the rules of how the brain is designed to learn. Incorporating movement helps the brain, movement and the different senses, not just sight and hearing, helps the brain sort of have some different hooks in different areas of the brain, which means that when you need to retrieve that information, that will be easier and faster. Also, I would recommend not just incorporating movement as an energizer or as a brain break, which is a great idea, and of course, please do, but also plan movement as part of your classes, part of your lessons, strategically. There are brilliant people who are in the field of education who have translated all that hard data, which is really hard to learn. I was there, so I know it's hard. But there are people who translated it into sound classroom practice, and those are the authors you need to read. We do not need to know about the chemicals and about what and the neuropeptides and blah blah. If you want, of course, you can. I've studied them all and I love them, but that's because I'm a psychologist. But being a teacher, there's a lot you can get from neuroscience. This is what good teachers have always done along history. What we have now is the addition of hard science supporting our decisions. I do not make my students move just because I see they are tired. It's because I know that if they move, they will have more anchors in the brain. So you have more, let's say, theoretical background for your decisions. Stress in a level in which you feel you're out of control is a killer for learning and for the brain. Actually, it has been studied that the hippocampus is an area of the brain which is deep down in the brain, which is very, very related to memory fixing, especially when you are learning in the first stages of learning, the first 2 years. Then memories are fixed in the cortex. The hippocampus shrinks when you're under stress for a long time. Shrinks, literally. Which means, stress is terrible for memory. Stress is terrible for attention. But then a little bit of stress has been proven, on the contrary, to be good for learning because, in studies with animals, they proved that, they teach a little rat a new pathway along a maze, and they inject a little bit of adrenaline after that. And apparently the rat fixes that in the long-term memory better. And that's why, for example, exams or things in which the stress can be controlled. It's a little level of stress, and then you get rid of it. That's good for learning. It's not bad.